Daddy eats lost. Daddy eats lost. Daddy eats lost. Munch.
Hello and welcome to Daddy Eats Last, where we discuss the challenge of being a man in modern society and whatever the hell that even means. I'm Kane, and we have something very special on this week's episode of Daddy Eats Last. We're asking our kids what they want to be when they grow up. So Matthew asked his kids what they want to be when they grow up, and I asked my little fella what they want to be when they grow up. Bearing in mind they are all under 10 at the moment, my little fella being 5, Maddie's kids both being under 10. So it's really interesting to see what they think they want to be now and compare it to maybe what they want to be in 5, 10, or when they are actually what they want to be. And who knows what that is, because sometimes I don't even know what I want to be, and I've been an accountant for the best part of 20 years. So here are our kids talking about what they want to be when they grow up.
Joining me on this episode is my little fella. How are you, buddy?
Hi.
Haha. So we were just talking about what you wanted to be when you grow up. Now, you're 4, how old are you now? 4.5?
Yeah.
Almost 5.
Yeah.
And you go to kinder.
Yes.
Now, what do you think you want to be when you grow up?
A diver.
A diver? That's funny actually, because when I was your age or a little bit older, I wanted to be a marine biologist. So marine biologists, they do diving and they go and see fish and things like that.
Oh, well, no. Wait a minute. I want to be a scientist.
You want to be a scientist? Do you know what sort of science you want to do?
Of course, I want to do all sorts of sciences.
Well, okay. Any particular science things that you see so far that you've enjoyed doing?
Well, I've done one kinder.
Yeah.
Guide Robert, so I might do a different one, but I might discuss that on another episode of Daddy Eats Last.
You discussed that on another episode of Daddy Eats Last. That makes some sense. So you've done some science at kinder and you've enjoyed that, and you watched Octonauts. Is that where you got the diver thing from?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, when I was a boy, when I was probably a little bit older than you, I wanted to be a marine biologist. I always wanted to be a scientist or a chemist, I think, back then. I had a little chemistry set I got when I was 8 or 9, and I did some experiments with that. And
Perhaps I could be doctor or scientist, I'll choose.
yeah, they're all good options, actually. You got lots of... Because you quite like pretending to be a doctor, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
So yeah, it's funny. It'll probably change a fair bit between now and when you actually get to do what you want to do. That's okay. It's okay to change and want to be lots of different things. In fact, you probably change what you do a couple of times while you're actually older as well.
Mm.
Do you think tax returns are pretty boring? That's what Daddy does.
Yeah, I would say yes.
Yeah, don't do tax returns. So what else is going on, buddy? Are you enjoying being back at kinder?
Yeah, so am.
Hanging out with your buddies?
Yeah.
And your teachers?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been good being back now that the coronavirus is under control, isn't it?
It sure is.
Being a good mask ninja and wearing your mask when you go into shops.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like wearing a mask?
Yeah.
Because it's really like dressing up, isn't it?
Like me.
Like you.
I have lots of different masks to dress up.
Yeah, which is your favourite mask at the moment?
Well, all of them. The Superman one and the Batman one.
Yeah. And did you make a mask yesterday for Halloween?
Yeah. Pumpkin.
Pumpkin mask. And did you make a werewolf mask?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was the tiger one I made 100 million years ago.
Yeah, you made that tiger one how many years ago?
I was going to say 2 million years ago.
So you made that tiger mask 2 million years ago.
Yeah.
And then you're using it as a werewolf mask. Because we saw a werewolf when we went Halloween hunting yesterday.
I just decided what I could science. Maybe I could try to do some science with dinosaur bones.
Oh, like
if I could, because I've got some fossils, I could examine them.
That's true. Well, you got real fossils, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
Where do we find the fossils?
The beach.
Yeah, there's a beach in Beaumaris which actually has fossils which wash up. There's lots of different ones. We seem to find the same ones all the time, don't we?
Yeah. And what are fossils made of?
Well, fossils. Well, you're testing me now, buddy. Because again, I really liked dinosaurs when I was young. So it's funny how common our interests are, which is...
Or I could study about planets.
Planets? Like an astronomer?
Yeah, astronomer.
Yeah.
I would like
I think
I'll have a think about it.
I think when you're older, you might actually be able to go to the moon. It might become something which you can go and visit. Like you could go on a holiday to visit the moon.
Yeah, perhaps I could go on a water one. Like, we need to do swimming to go to a water park, don't we?
That's right. So you got to do some more swimming lessons before we can do anything in water. But what do you think you'd find on the moon?
Well, moonwalks mainly. Now would ride back to Earth, but the problem is I don't have a spaceship.
No, you don't have a spaceship. They're probably a bit expensive, actually, spaceships. Maybe you could get a ride on somebody else's spaceship.
Yeah, perhaps.
Well, with dinosaurs, do you think you'd find some Palmer stones as well?
Palmer stones, yes, that's a good idea.
Yeah, you learn about Palmer stones, haven't you? That's where the lava gets cold and it's a really light stone.
Like me, I'm getting a bit hot here.
Well, we'll turn the heater off because it is a bit warm. Well, I told you the vest might have been a bit too much for this morning, but it is what it is, isn't it? Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? All the different things you could be when you grow up.
Yeah. Maybe I'll have a think about it for another day, perhaps.
Well, when do you think you'll start doing some jobs and some work?
Well...
How old do you think you'll be?
Kind of...
Do you reckon next year or like a few years' time or like
yeah,
lots?
a few years' time, but probably 11.
You'll start work when you're 11? Yeah, that's fair.
Or I would say 9.
9?
Yeah, that's a good number.
Yeah, nine's probably a bit young to work. You probably need to be... What's after 9?
6.
6 looks like 9, doesn't it? It's upside down. So if you count, can you count...
I'd say when I'm 7.
When you're 7, you're going to go do some work?
Yeah.
Well, do you reckon you'll be a scientist when you're 7?
Well, perhaps that'll be a bit of time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll think about when I'm going to do some science.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's all, most of.
Okay, Mia, how are you?
Good.
That's good. So you finally finished grade 3
Yeah.
after a crazy year of coronavirus and a bit of homeschooling. Was it a slow year for you, or did you think it went quite quickly?
Well, I think it went quite quickly after homeschooling.
Did you enjoy homeschooling?
Yeah.
What was good about that?
Well, doing work by yourself and individually.
Do you prefer to do work by yourself? Is it a bit distracting when there's a lot of people around you in the classroom to get your work done?
Yeah.
So it's just a lot easier to work on your own.
But I did also miss going to school and seeing all my friends.
Yeah, that would be pretty tricky.
But at least I did see them online.
That's true, you did have chats with your buddies online on the iPad, which was good. Still good to connect with them. So now that you've finished school, what are your plans for the holidays?
Well, we're going up to Noosa on Tuesday. On Monday, me and Dad and Eloise are going shopping. And then I'm doing an intensive week of swimming.
And that's where you swim daily?
Every day.
Every day.
Like you have a swimming lesson as well as your normal swimming lesson.
Yeah, because you go on a Monday afternoon with your sister.
Yeah.
So you'll have that normal one, and then you'll also have 5 extra ones. And then it's pretty much Christmas.
Yeah.
Which should be good, so it's not long to that now.
And my new teacher's nice, and yeah.
So you've found out who your teacher's going to be for next year. It's exciting. You've got some of your friends in there that you know.
Yes.
Excellent. Now, I'd like to talk about what you want to be when you're older. Have you had any thoughts on that?
Well, yeah, I really wanted to be like a teacher.
A teacher? Like, do you know primary school teacher or a high school teacher, or?
Well, I either want to be like a primary school teacher or a librarian.
Oh yeah, a librarian at a school or at a library?
At a school, because I like books.
You do love books. You've always got a book with you. You're reading. How many are you reading at the moment?
4 or 5.
At the same time?
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah, that's good. There's nothing wrong with that. Books are fantastic. So have you thought what you might like to teach? Because I asked that question because you got your report card back and you did quite well in music.
Yeah.
That seems to be one of your strong subjects. And I think English as well. Was that, you did well in that one too?
Yeah. I want to be like an English teacher or a music teacher or a violin teacher.
Yeah, okay. Because you are playing violin, aren't you?
Yeah.
And you've been doing that for the whole year?
Yeah, and a bit of last year.
Yeah, and you've come a really long way, which is really great. It's lovely to hear you play every morning. So do you know what you need to do to become a teacher?
Well, go to uni and work hard.
That's right, yeah. So after year 12, head to university and get that degree, and then start off. So your teacher next year is straight from university, is that right? This is going to be her first year teaching?
Well, it's her first year teaching, but after she left university, she did sport, science, exercise science.
Oh, okay.
So.
But this is going to be her first year in a school teaching
Yeah, but
kids.
she also did the junior coaching netball at
Oh,
other
okay.
schools.
Okay, so she's been teaching kids in various forms before.
And then she found her passion about learning with kids.
Fantastic. I think you'd be a really great teacher. You're very patient, especially with your younger brother and sister. They give you a lot of crap, and you don't seem to retaliate, as I perhaps would have when I was younger. All right, well, thanks very much for telling me what you want to be. And grade 4 next year,
Yeah.
and then 3 years of that, and then high school. You're growing up too fast, Mia.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Mia.
That's okay. Bye.
Bye. Now, I want to have a chat to you.
Let's go back and forward. It makes it go.
I want to have a chat to you.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to have a chat to you about what you want to be when you're older.
Okay. I want to be a doctor.
You want to be a doctor.
Yes.
What do you think a doctor does?
Give people needles.
And is that why you want to be a doctor?
Yes.
You like giving needles?
Yes.
Do you know sometimes giving needles can hurt, or it hurts the person who's getting the needles?
It doesn't hurt me because I want to be a doctor and it's going dark now.
It's okay, it just goes off sometimes.
It just goes off sometimes.
So you want to be a doctor because you want to help people?
Yes. And after they do the needle, I'm going to give them a lollipop and a lolly, and another needle and a lolly and a lollipop.
Sometimes they might only need one needle though.
Sometimes they might need one here,
Yeah.
one here. And that's what I want to do.
So, do you want to
We're
work...
finished now.
Would you like to work in a hospital or just like a doctor's clinic, like where
I
your
would
doctor is?
I would like to go to the doctor
Yes,
and the hospital, work in both.
work in both.
Yes, because I want to work in both because patients might come to the hospital. Then while I'm on the hospital, somebody else will go on my chair. While I'm at the doctor, somebody else will go in my room.
Do you know what doctors wear in the hospital?
Yes.
What?
Coats.
Big white coats.
Yes.
And what do they have around their neck, do you know?
No.
Stethoscope. And sometimes they look in people's ears, don't they?
Oh, yeah. They used to do that to me.
Sometimes.
And they used to give me needles. And they used to check my heart.
Check your heart. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, that's what's happening right now.
Oh, you can feel it?
You feel it.
Oh, yeah. There's a strong heartbeat. It's beating nice and fast. I'm old, so mine beats slowly. And some people like Kane don't even have a heartbeat.
Does Kane have a heart?
No.
Why?
I don't think he's ever had a heart, really.
What?
I don't think he's ever had a heart.
Okay.
I have to say, I did have a good chuckle when I got Eloise's message about what she wanted to be when she grew up, and I got to the end and we're talking about me not having a heart. Well, it started with such an innocent little girl and ended up with Maddie slacking me off or bantering me about it like a fart. I did get a good chuckle out of it though, so thank you very much. And that wraps up for this week on Daddy It's Last. Remember to subscribe to Daddy It's Last on iTunes if you haven't done already. And while you're there, please leave a review. Also tell your mates about the podcast, especially if they don't know what they want to be when they grow up. Most of all, thanks for listening. I'm back next week with another episode or some more job advice from Daddy It's Last. How's that for a dad joke? Catch you next week.
Bye bye. Bye bye.